Happy Fantasy Draft Friday to everyone in the sports universe. It is, and also happy first round Friday to everyone in the sports universe. This is the AM Drive on April 28th, 2023. For Aaron Crouch, I am Michael Carvelis. Aaron, how was your week been, and how did you enjoy last night?
The week's been good, leading up to last night, where it's always good when you can clinch early. So the Vegas Golden Knights are the first team to get into round 2 in the hockey playoffs. So it's crazy. After losing game 1, everything looked like, oh god, they're going to be in a dogfight, and they kind of were in a couple games. But to be the first team to get into round 2 and get some rest while the Kings and Oilers beat each other up that's good for the program.
And also, as a Heat fan, and a Kraken fan and a Colts fan, I've had a pretty awesome week. So
you're excited about Anthony Richardson. God bless you.
Oh, whoa. We'll get to that. But go to MikeandAaronDrive.com and click our shop, sponsors, socials, YouTube, all that good stuff. But really, our shop is just bussing, dude. We got the best buses out there. We got city buses, tour buses, anything. But Aaron's got awesome hoodies. I have an awesome hoodie, but I refuse to wear it right now. Mugs, because who doesn't love a piping hot
tumbler
down under? Okay, that's enough of that. But yeah, MikeandAaronDrive.com, the best place to find a place. That's a stolen slogan. Anyways, okay. First round of NFL draft is over. It came and it went. Wow. And so let's first get this out of the way. Bryce Young, number 1. And then came hell breaking loose as CJ Stroud was picked up by the Texans. So they did take a quarterback. And I think a move that D'Amico Ryans wanted was what they did next, which is trade up for Will Anderson, who's supposed to be the best player in the draft this year. I disagree with that, but they got their defensive guy. And like I said, I'm pretty sure D'Amico Ryans, I think that's his pick right there. What do you think?
Yeah, it almost is a situation here where you can get your quarterback, so you feel good about, at least having one. Even if, whatever the pundits say, whatever we say, we like CJ, we don't like CJ, we like Bryce better, we like Levis better, we like Richards better. You have one. You have one where you can go and now start your tenure, being D'Amico Ryans. With Will Anderson, I think it's almost like you said, D'Amico got his guy, the guy he can mold a version of himself. D'Amico was a badass,
right,
in his playing days. And, Will Anderson can be almost exactly that, I don't know if you remember D'Amico and Brian Cushing together. that was such a great tandem in Houston.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, if you don't think that Will Anderson Jr. is the best player of this draft, I am curious who you do believe is. I mean, Jalen Carter, I thought, was probably pretty close. And
I thought Jalen Carter was better. I thought Bryce Young's better. I feel like Jackson Smith and Jig was better. I just feel like, I hate to echo Skip Bayless because I've done this a few times in recent years, and I don't even try to, but he doesn't pop off on my screen. That's just, it's what Skip Bayless said. I don't feel like, as a guy who's supposed to be two supposed defensive player of the years technically in college football, I didn't see that. I saw a physical freak, and that was it. But he played for Alabama, and their defense sucked. So I don't know. That's just not. I'm sorry. I see physical freak more. I see production freak.
Yeah, their defense was a little tough this year, but I feel like linebackers would almost have to do too much to really get your attention. It's almost like a good offensive lineman. What are you going to see? Oh, them not giving up sacks. What are you going to see? Them, stuffing the run, forcing guys inside. It's not a sexy position anymore, maybe like it used to be back in the day with Ray Lewis and other guys like that. But
right.
Yeah, I would give you Jalen Carter. I don't know if I'd ever take a wide receiver as the best player in any given draft necessarily. You would go quarterback for sure. And Bryce Young, to me, just right now feels like, even though how well he played at Alabama, feels like he's still somewhat of a project, in my opinion. And that's not a problem. That doesn't mean he's not better than some of these other guys. He's not a project as much as your boy AR-15, but I would probably the only person I'd bend to is probably Jalen Carter, and why he slipped past a couple of these guys is beyond me. Now, I'll go right into a couple of head scratching picks in my opinion. And the first one to me that came down was Seattle. I don't know if they would have taken Richardson had he been there at 5, but he wasn't there. To me, I don't think Devin Witherspoon was the best cornerback prospect, nor do I think he was the best pick, even if you just went best available at that spot. So Seattle taking Witherspoon was a little bit of a head scratcher to me.
Agreed.
Of course, Vegas, the Raiders gonna Raider. I mean, there's Jalen Carter right there. I know he's more of an interior guy, but taking Wilson over Carter to me was a head scratcher right there. So
Falcons taking Bijan was stupid.
Falcons taking Bijan, I didn't hate. I just don't think that was a position of need. So I've got to think that the situation called for best available at that spot.
I disagree. Tyler Algier and you have Cordarrelle Patterson. I don't see why you draft Bijan. I mean, you got to think the last 2 drafts for the Falcons, they've taken who? The best freak tight end and the best freak running back. I love Arthur Smith, so maybe he wanted Bijan Robinson here, but I feel like for a team that had a good defense last year, I would rather have Jalen Carter if he's sitting right there in my lap instead of Bijan when I already have 2 running backs technically.
I mean, like I said, I understand, with Jalen Carter sitting there as the only person I would probably take over Bijan. I mean, you have to look, Jahmyr Gibbs went number 12 to the
That was dumb. The Lions fans were pissed.
I mean, like I said, after those 4 or 5 guys, really, this almost feels like a lottery. This year's draft, to me, it feels almost like a lottery. I know we had that run of wide receivers, down toward the late teens, or the 20s, whatever it was, which ultimately I think I said last week that I would like to see in, one of those wide receivers, most notably in Jigba, paired up with DK and Tyler.
I was about to say JSN, DK, and Tyler Lockett.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be good for Geno. But as far as what Detroit and Atlanta did, I don't hate it as much as a lot of other people seem. I mean, you look at Detroit, and DeAndre Swift just can't stay healthy. I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs provides, Jamal Williams type, second string kind of thing. If he has to jump in and be the feature back, I think he's a guy that can do it. And if he is the feature back from day one, I mean, they've got a pretty formidable tandem in Swift and Gibbs. If that
Swift wants out, I think, or they're going to trade him or something like that.
If they trade him, that's fine too. I mean, but I'm saying if he does end up staying, they can give him a little load management. Wink. And then they picked up Jack Campbell, a linebacker from Iowa. We know Iowa's defenses are always strong.
So I wonder if that was just him being good or him being from Iowa.
You know what? Sometimes that's just that's how it works. You know what I mean?
It's like the Illinois. That's what I'm saying with Alabama's Will Anderson, Illinois' Devon Witherspoon. Are these guys just good because they're at that program? I don't know.
Well, Illinois is definitely not one of those programs that's notorious for producing
good recent years on defense, though. I feel like
they were good. That was it. They've been good 1 year on defense. They were atrocious 2 years ago. But I don't have a problem with the Bijan pick. I understand Jalen Carter's there. The only problem I have is that the rich just got richer in this draft by the Eagles picking Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith in this
Eagles
draft. So, Rich got richer.
Oh God, I didn't realize. See, it didn't occur to me just now until now. The Eagles got both the defensive freaks.
Yeah, from Georgia too. Their last, I think,
the Georgia thing doesn't bother me, but this is insane.
Well, from their last 4 first-round picks, I think have all been Georgia defenders.
Yeah, and people in Georgia won't shut up on my Facebook feed. But my point is that those guys are freaks, though.
Yeah,
and Eagles, they would have loved to have had that against Patrick Mahomes last year, I'm sure.
How about that run of wide receivers back to back? Jigba, Johnston, Zay Flowers, another receiver.
Quentin Johnston is awesome because
Lamar. Huh? another receiver for Lamar. So here you go.
Not a fan of Zay Flowers. I mean, I just don't see. I feel like they're just trying to. He did get signed, by the way. We're not even going to talk about that. So he did sign his deal.
Yeah, I saw that 260 something million. So
185 guaranteed is what he wants. But yeah,
it's funny because that's exactly kind of where Jalen and Kyler were. So what all this pomp and circumstance for 2 months for nothing.
Speaking of Kyler, they got Paris Johnson Jr. from Ohio State because nothing is better in Arizona than bending over for Kyler Murray.
Well, you paid him all that money. He's literally the straw that stirs your drink. You have to protect him. I mean, it makes sense.
But if a guy who's that mobile, though, I don't know if I draft a tackle that high if he is mobile. I feel like Titans need a tackle more obviously than the Cardinals did.
So that was the thing. We were talking about this when the pick actually happened because I caught about the first 8 picks, and when they were going
after that, you just check Twitter.
And then, of course, yeah, you just check Twitter. I mean, but everybody said this Paris Johnson guy graded out so well that I was shocked that the Cardinals moved back up to get him. I was really shocked that they did. Apparently, he was the guy. So if you're looking for an offensive tackle, he was the guy. But I mean, a lot of people were saying Darnell Wright and Skoronski were also just interchangeable at that point, and the Bears and the Titans both got good ones too, in my opinion. They really didn't have to move.
Tell me something. I want to give. I didn't even talk about Anthony Richardson for crying out loud. Go ahead. Say your prayers on that first.
I don't have a problem with the pick. I mean, I knew he was going to go top 5. I thought he was going to go to Seattle. I don't think this guy's going to pan out. And if he does, it's going to take a few years. And I just wonder if the Colts, with everything built around him, if he doesn't work out immediately, he might get kicked to the curb real quick.
Not even close. So Gardner Minshew, of course, is a Colt right now.
Okay.
And he's obviously going to be the spot starter. I've seen people say, oh, well, but people on my Twitter feed were telling me, oh, well, is there going to be pressure to start him? No. Wasn't this guy a project? Isn't that the whole narrative around him? Why does he have to start right away? That's stupid.
Because he's not going to a place where there's a bona fide. I mean, Gardner Minshew's a career backup.
He's had some good starts in his career, though.
Oh joy! So when he has bad starts, they're going to be calling for the Richardson.
And but teams have to not bend the knee to that, in my opinion.
And they don't. I'm not saying they do, but these coaches don't get a lot of time anymore. It's not like coaches are going to get 5 years. It's not like these guys have that kind of time. I mean, you have Jonathan Taylor in his prime. You have a halfway decent defense. You're in a terrible division. I mean, it's getting better because Trevor Lawrence has now elevated the Jaguars. But
Doug Peterson. But yeah. That's as much as I love Trevor Lawrence, Doug Peterson has elevated that team more so.
Game. You can't just you can't win games sitting on the sidelines though. You just always want to deflect blame to you want to deflect credit where credit's. I mean, the credit's definitely due to Doug Peterson, but I mean, I think that what Trevor Lawrence did to take a step was huge. Anyways, I don't want to get down that path. The rest of the middle of the teens, a lot of the draft is just guys you're like, all right, cool. But, I'm excited. I mean, a couple picks I'm really excited. Of course, those wide receivers, I'm excited for Njigba to pair with Lockett and DK. And I'm excited for Jordan Addison to pair with
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson. I couldn't think of his name for a second. I'm super excited about those 2 picks for sure. My Bucks. This guy's supposed to be Aaron Donald, Jr. We'll see. I don't know.
They always say that.
How do you say that? Kalijah?
I think it would be Kalijah.
Kalijah, yeah. And then I really thought, if he was there, that KC would have taken a running back, but they obviously didn't have that opportunity. I thought they would take maybe Jahmyr Gibbs, but.
And so last year they drafted that kid from Purdue.
Yeah, Karlaftis or whatever. So they got
George Karlaftis, and now they got this guy. Hey.
Yeah, they're that's the end of Frank Clark, I would imagine, in Kansas City. So.
But it wasn't the same Anthony Richardson though, because you kind of just bounced me off on that one. Shane Steichen, by the way.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to.
I'm just saying. I thought you were like making Anthony Richardson this trash take, and you didn't. So
I don't have a trash take on him. I'm just curious. If he went to a spot where there was not a question mark at quarterback, I think it would have been a better. But there's just not a lot of those in the first 10 picks. Don't gas up Gardner Minshew like he's a Pro Bowler.
But he's like Geno Smith to me. He's the same thing.
Geno Smith's a Pro Bowler.
Oh, wow. You mean last year when everyone else and their sister was a Pro Bowler? Yes, I know.
When's the last time Gardner Minshew had a season like Geno Smith?
He had a good year in Jacksonville and actually played well for the Eagles sometimes. Come on, man.
Be honest with you, if I'm a new head coach like Shane Steichen, I'm putting AR-15 in there day one and just we're gonna work out the kinks in game situations.
They might, but the thing I like about Shane Steichen is that Will Levis, regardless of my feelings on him, is just not the same project. Like that project, you don't have the athletic freakism that Anthony Richardson has. Regardless of what I think about Will Levis as a passer. As far as Anthony Richardson is concerned, Shane Steichen had Justin Herbert, who's a freak athlete, and Jalen Hurts playing well. But I'm okay with taking a swing right here because, like I said, if Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud are gone, take the next best guy. Like, don't take the guy with who might be good, might not be. Take the guy with a grand slam ceiling. I'm okay with this pick.
Well, so here's the question: when we did
the Colts are racist.
If you were so excited about Anthony Richardson when we did our mock draft, why didn't you just pick him?
Because I thought we could wait for him, but apparently they didn't want the Seahawks to have him. So
I think the Raiders would have been getting him too. I think the Raiders might have tried to get him.
That's why I think Colts got him early.
See, I think if the Raiders got him, that makes sense because Jimmy G, provided he stays healthy, is the number one for at least a year. I mean, it's just there's no doubt about that. He's a proven quarterback who can start. Like, it's nothing against Gardner Minshew. He's just not a guy you're like, we're gonna put this guy in place for a year. We can still maybe win while it comes along. I don't see it.
I would say 4 games, but I don't know if I'll go a year.
That's not what I mean by when we say win. Yes, of course, every team's gonna win 2, 3, 4 games.
Let's take a break about safety real quick. We'll be right back.
If you're driving, please remember to use your car's Bluetooth speaker while listening to the AM Drive. Sports talk is not worth your safety or the safety of others. Thank you.
All right, welcome back to this Fantasy Draft Friday. I hope you got that word about safety and you take it to heart. But also, now that we have playoffs in full effect for the NBA and the NHL, we have the NFL Draft. Now your new favorite players are now assigned to your favorite teams. And, of course, all the sports that you can get in your life, you can get it all at Fanatics. Go to mikeandaarondrive.com and click that Fanatics logo today so you can get all the best merchandise, memorabilia, and apparel. And it helps out this channel tremendously. And we thank you for that. And it helps us bring you all this awesome sports talk that we do every Monday and Friday here on our YouTube page.
God bless. NBA playoffs talk. So in case you're wondering, I'm a Miami Heat fan. And yes, the Miami Heat did close out the Bucks in 5. The fact that I had the Heat in 6 makes me sick to my stomach because I sold us shorts. I just cannot believe how awesome that went. Giannis went 10 of 23 at the free throw line in game number 5, and it was just gross. I think, because we had Bam foul out, Kevin Love fell out, and Kyle Lowry fell out. Wow. But no, Jimmy Butler went berserk again and when it counted. And shout out to the Heat who now can take care of the Knicks. Although I am actually more scared of the Knicks than I am the Bucks. Is that weird?
Well, I mean, it's not unheard of. I mean, the Bucks just kind of came in and seemed to be, that they were going to run through the East, and the Heat were playing with house money at that point. And I'll say this: I think this isn't to take anything away from the Heat, but this is where we're at with this play-in game. It made the number 1 seed have to play, in my opinion, the toughest 8 seed in the NBA playoff history.
Oh, okay, let's go. Yeah, hype us up. Keep going.
I mean, they shouldn't have. I mean, Boston should have played Miami, or Miami should have played Boston, and Milwaukee should have played, I believe, Atlanta at that point. So it is what it is. You got to play the team in front of you. if we're going to do play-ins or any kind of adjustments or shakeups to the playoffs, I think it should be a pick your team kind of playoff at this point. I think we talked about this a long time ago with it wasn't the ECHL, but it was some lower tier hockey league that basically the number one team got to pick their opponent. And then it went down from there till, obviously every team was matched up. But I'm never one to say oh, this is fair and unfair. But to have to play in my opinion, the best 8 seed in the NBA playoffs I've ever seen.
Yes, sir.
It did seem like they got the short end of the stick based on this playing game. I mean, Miami won a division this year. It's not like they're slouches.
We're not slouches. That's right.
Vegas ball washed the Bucks as bad as they did. I mean, even in Game 5, we were talking about this. Me, Sammy Action, and another buddy. In Game 5, the Miami Heat were a 7-1 dog. They were 14-point underdogs, and they were 7-1 on the money line. Game 5, they're up 3-1. It's just, I texted them. I said, have you guys ever seen something like this? A team up 3-1 is a almost 15-point, I think they were 14.5. 15-point dog and 7-1 on the money line in a game. And it was insane to see something like that.
I'm actually very angry right now that you mentioned that, because not only did I miss the series when I picked the Heat to win, and I could have bet that, I also missed the game. I'm actually mad that I have not been more attentive to that, because I could have been a very rich person right now. I would have taken both those. And that's insane to me.
You wouldn't be a very rich person. You'd bet $20 on it.
Whoa. Listen, I'm a simple man. But the song from Shinedown. Also, the Hawks did get eliminated after making Boston scared for their pants, because Celtics were down again. But thankfully, a 12-0 run by Tatum and company helped that. The reason I'm scared of the Knicks, by the way, is because Tom Thibodeau coaches a very smart and hard-playing team, as always. And I know that he's given Miami troubles in the past with the Bulls, obviously, years ago. And that was with LeBron, by the way. Also, the Nuggets did take care of business as Anthony Edwards decided to throw a chair or two. And this lady did get hit, but the injuries were not serious. He's going to have to pay a $1,000 fine. Everything's fine there. The Suns did close out the Clippers, and they play with their lunch meat on that one too. And I believe, Lakers have had a very bad last 2 games despite winning one of them. But LeBron has vowed to be better in game number 6. Again, I don't know if we're going to get the 40 piece from him, but I feel like LeBron he has not been playing aggressive offensively. You wonder if the foot's bothering him or if he's just been kind of tanking it. I think tonight the Lakers are going to play a lot better.
What's that series? 2-2? 3-2?
Always. It is 3-2 because the Grizzlies are still talking, saying there's going to be a game 7. And LeBron's like, okay, I'll be better in game 6. You don't want a game 7 in Memphis. That's just stupid.
Well, of course. I mean, that would make no sense for LeBron to want that, but it's not necessarily the way it goes.
Right, but game 6, I think Lakers are going to close them out tonight.
Totally plausible. Yeah, Denver looked like they took care of business. They Phoenix, their number 1 seed's a dog for the series in this one. Denver's, I think they're a plus 125 dog in this one. So, and
now the Warriors are minus 7.5 tonight. Oh well.
I think Sacramento gave it everything they got. It seemed like, I actually watched the end of that game. It seemed like they kind of gave up.
Well, game 4 it was such a bad blunder at the end. I don't know if they're going to recover from it. I would like to see them force a game 7. That's about it right now.
Yeah, I mean, you look and see, Golden State finally get one on the road there. But, I told you, it's not an I told you, but it was, in that series with, as long as Golden State can steal one on the road in these series, I think they're just unstoppable at home. So, I mean, not going for them the rest of these playoffs. You don't want to let these guys get on a roll here, and you definitely don't want to let them punk you at home. Or when Golden State's on the road, you don't want them to punk you. So, because you're going to be hard pressed to get one in that Chase Center. But I mean, these guys know what they're doing. They're navigating the playoffs they're walking the tightrope, but you can never count out the Golden State Warriors.
Warriors and Lakers is going to be a great series, by the way.
I agree, and I think that's what everybody wanted. I mean, you can lie to yourself and tell everybody you wanted Sacramento and Memphis, but let's be honest. Who's kidding? You're not kidding.
LeBron has the chance to take out the trash-talking Grizzlies, the Steph Curry Warriors, and the KD Suns if this all plays out according to plan. So,
no, I think Denver's advancing in that one. Give me. Denver.
I would love that. I would personally love that.
Denver and Golden State.
Oh, whoa! Watch your mouth. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I forgot. We have to tee it up on a silver platter for LeBron. So
go Kraken.
Kraken are looking good, man. They're up 3-2.
Yes.
Yeah, Kraken are looking good. Bruins are looking a little shaky right now. I mean, what happened to the New York Rangers? I'll tell you what happened. Devils goalie. This guy, I forget his name. He's got a Cisa, however you say his name. I can't think of it. It's crazy.
Cece's Pizza.
Yeah, Cece's Pizza. It's funny. Like I said, like the Knights are the first team to clinch. It's always good to get a little bit of rest in these playoffs, especially if you're going to have to go up against Edmonton in that power play. But don't count out the Kings right now. I know they're going back home for Game 6, try to force a Game 7. But yeah, you're cracking, man. We gotta give a tip of the cap right now. I mean, they are one win away from taking down the defending champions. I will say this isn't a knock on the Kraken, but I will say Colorado is a shell of what they were last year. I mean, they have shown that the guys that have snuck away, how much that matters off of that first line. That first line's obviously perfection, but the depth that got cut out, you got taken out of the knees. Yes. They're definitely feeling it. Now, can they win this series? Sure, absolutely they can. But I'd like to see the Kraken advance, obviously, in my opinion. A great spot would be Western Conference Finals. Kraken versus Knights would be a great.
I might have to fly out immediately.
I call. But yeah, I mean, it's been great. I mean, Dallas and Minnesota are looking like we're probably going to get that series wrapped up here. Dallas has just been last two games has just been kind of dominant in my opinion. I know the one game was 3-2, but in my opinion, Dallas has been dominant. Let's see if Minnesota can force a Game 7. This is kind of their bread and butter at this point. Is getting team. They go out in the first round, but they go out guns blazing. And then of course you move over to the East. Like I said, the Rangers have 3 goals in their last 3 games, and they're down 3-2 now. So that's a problem for New York. Of course, after acquiring old Patty Kane, they're going to be losing their minds if they end up losing this series. Carolina is in a dogfight right now. I mean, it's 3-2 at the moment, and they just don't seem to want to put the Islanders away, and that's kind of the Islanders' MO, and I don't hate it. And they're going to go back home and try to force a Game 7. So. It's been one of the most entertaining series. I know Cody and I laughed about it, but it's actually been one of the more entertaining series that we've had so far. Tampa staving off elimination, going to go back home, try to force a Game 7. Would love to see it. I know that's my team, but would love to see it, obviously, for just the simple fact of Toronto still not getting out of the first round.
This has to be a Game 7.
I would love it. It has to be just for sheer theatrics.
Yep.
I was in high school the last time the Toronto Maple Leafs were in the second round or better of the playoffs.
Stay young, kids.
Yeah, exactly. And Boston, I mean, like, they're going back to Miami or Fort Lauderdale. They better end it, because I don't think Boston wants the pressure of a Game 7 after this historic season. Guys like Michael Carvelis calling it a failure if they lose.
It will be.
It will be.
To the Panthers.
If they lose in the first round of the Panthers, it will absolutely be. But and of course, Miami, the Heat are not helping this point. But this is what I love about the NHL playoffs. Like, these 8 seeds give you a run for your money. I mean, all the time. It's not like every once in a while these guys show up. It's Florida isn't going away without a fight. It's great. It's a great watch right now, and I would like to see, just for simple pressure purposes, a Game 7 in Boston for the Bruins. But I think they'll close it out tonight in Fort Lauderdale. But we're getting a great NHL playoffs. There's nothing like the first round. Nothing like the first round.
NBA playoffs has picked up too, so thankfully.
But
it's still not great.
It seems like just to me, you look at series by series. I mean, yeah, you take out Golden State and the Kings, it almost feels like every other series is just blowouts. It's just blowouts. I mean, they're just sheer blowouts.
Well, Heat and the Bucks was fun. Last 2 games.
Yeah, I mean,
but that was a blowout to the fourth quarter, though.
Yeah, I mean, they were getting blown out, and the Bucks just blew it.
Yep. Have you seen? I should text you a picture of all the deer memes that I have on my phone now.
Oh boy,
it's really funny, but yeah. Say one more breaky. We're gonna have a Kit Kat, and then after that, we're gonna talk about fantasy drafts. What is it? And also a new sponsor, I'm Hungry. Tell them folks know what they're missing out on.
All right, welcome back. We are presented by Fanatics. It's very simple. If you want the best swag in sports, you got to go to mikeandaarondrive.com and click that Fanatics logo. That way you can shop until your heart's content. Make sure you visit all of our sponsors. We got a bunch of sponsors over there, not just Fanatics. We've got Vice Golf, we've got Popple, and of course we got the new sponsor that we'll be announcing as well. But make sure you support all the sponsors, our shop, of course, our social medias, and then our YouTube page is subscribe. So shop, sponsors, social, subscribe. Do all those things, and we thank you.
Sounds good enough to me. Tell us about this now.
Fantasy drafts. It's my favorite time of the week. Fantasy draft in honor of your Miami Heat. No, not mine.
No.
In honor of your Miami Heat defeating the Bucks 4-1, cementing their place amongst all-time great upsets in NBA history and possibly sports history, and potentially your Kraken as well. Be a 7 beating a 2. Potentially your Kraken as well, also cementing their place in hockey history, beating the defending champions. Today's Fantasy Draft Friday is biggest upsets in sports. I think I had the first pick last week, so it sounds like Michael Carvelis is going to go first.
Yay. Let's go and do it then. Let's get the Super Bowl 42 out the way. Let's do Giants upsetting those pesky, cheating, pandering bastard Patriots.
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd take that one.
Well, I didn't disappoint you then. I'm good now. That's my draft.
If you did, and I was, so that's fair enough. So, for me, I'm going to take the greatest upset that is just inarguable of all time. Both us, you and I were not born. However, still hear about it to this day, and that's the Miracle on Ice, the USA Olympic team defeating Russia, a band of misfits, so to speak, defeating the powerhouse USSR. The Miracle on Ice is still and may always be the greatest upset of all time in sports history. So I'm going to take the Miracle on Ice.
That was my next pick. So I will take, in honor of that, let's do 1990 Buster Douglas takes out Mike Tyson.
Man, you were taking all my picks.
Wow. There was that one or another one now. I had to go that one first.
For me, this one's going to hit closer to home, but I still think it's obviously one of the biggest upsets of all time because it has never happened ever before and ever since. And that is a baseball team coming down from 3 games to 0 to win a series. And that, of course, is the 2004 Boston Red Sox, who were down 3-0 to the evil empire, come back, beat them in 7 games, and, of course, sweep the 2004 World Series. Your champions, the 04 Red Sox, those idiots.
Love it. Was not on my list, by the way. Should have been. Let's do Joe Namath leading the Jets over the Baltimore Colts.
The guarantee game.
Yep. That was an upset.
You know, it's funny. I considered that one, but it ultimately did not make my list either.
I'm mad now.
All right. My third pick is also going to be a homer pick as well. It involves those Patriots, but it's on the winning side.
Yeah.
Defeating the greatest show on turf.
I let you have that one.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Right.
Defeating the greatest show on turf. 2001 Super Bowl, Adam Vinatieri. That foot will forever be enshrined in Patriots lore.
In Tom Brady lore, too. Sorry.
Oh, well, you know what? If Anthony Richardson starts going to Super Bowls and winning them by a kicker, you cannot use that excuse then.
Well, it will make up for Mike Vanderjagt's BS.
That idiot kicker.
Yeah, that jerk. Okay. Let's do the I want to save this one, but I have a tried and true pick. I'm going to pick fifth. So I'm going to do this one first. Rafael Nadal in the 2009 French Open, losing to who? Exactly. Robin Soderling. Ugh.
Was it in the final?
Semi-final. But for those who don't know, Rafael Nadal had won the previous 4 French Opens, and Rafael Nadal on clay is the greatest show on clay. Like, it's just, you can't stop him. But this guy did. Who? Exactly. Go ahead.
Wasn't there like a guy who beat Federer too?
Yeah. Open, I think.
It was the U.S. Open. He'd won like the last 6 of them, I thought.
Yeah, but Rafa clay is better than Roger on whatever that is. Yeah.
So this one for me, not necessarily my next pick, but I'm going to take them just in case you were.
Oh.
And that is the Fairleigh Dickinson. I don't even know their mascot's name.
Oh, I'm surprised you don't know that.
What is it? Knights?
I'm checking it out now.
I think it's the Knights, actually.
Don't tell me that.
Fairleigh Dickinson University, I believe Knights, who were an average of 6 feet in height, the entire team, defeating the number 1 seed Purdue Boilermakers, who were an average of 6'8". Now, most people can say UMBC defeating Virginia. Now, because that has now happened again, I don't consider it necessary. Yes, it was the first 16 seed, but the fact that this small team beat Purdue and their 7'4" center, I'm going with Fairleigh Dickinson over the UMBC upset.
Who? Who? It's Nitro, by the way. He's a Knight. You're right.
It's the other Knights, yeah.
Nitro is awesome, though. That's a cool name.
That's the name of the UCF mascot, too.
That's disgusting, then. Terrible name. I don't know why they would do that. That's stupid. Anyways.
Some teams overlap there. How many Tigers are there in college sports? There's Clemson.
Bulldogs in football? Come on now.
Clemson, Auburn, and LSU, all Tigers.
Oh, Lord. And Auburn and LSU were both in the
Yeah.
Anyways, let's do I was going to do Warriors here over the Mavs, before Steph Curry was alive.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
Baron Davis years.
Huh?
The Baron Davis years.
That's right, Baron freaking Davis. Well, let's not do that because it's happened a few times. Let's do this one. I wish I still knew how to say this. I don't, but I've used it before. Leicester City?
Leicester,
okay. That I've used that before. Is like, I believe it was my number 1 or number 2 in our top 5 list of upsets. So I'm going to use this as my 5th pick here. There were 5,000-1 preseason faves or lack thereof. And they won the championship in the Premier League. And I believe 2015, 2016. Let me make sure. Yeah. It was insane. It wasn't supposed to happen. So, and they almost were going to be kicked out of the league in 2014, 2015, but the next year they came. That's the 5,001, and they won it. So it'd be like watching the Really, if the Magic won it this year, I believe in the NBA, probably. Maybe not that bad.
The Magic weren't the worst team. Shout out Magic.
But 5,001. But I'm trying to think of like who would be the preseason 5,001. Like, that's pretty bad.
Detroit was pretty bad. Houston would be the 5,001 this year.
Okay, well that'd be like if Houston had screwed around and found out and how to win a championship. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. So I've got 3 here left.
Tell me them.
That all of them are great upsets. All of them are tough. I'm going to go with the honorable mentions, the 2 that didn't make it, and the one I'm going to draft. Honorable mention: Villanova, 1985, the highest seed to ever win the NCAA tournament over Georgetown. Patrick Ewing.
Oh, he stays losing, don't he?
He was very well known for not getting it done in the big moments.
Now he's fired, so there you go.
This one is so tough. I want it to be my pick, but
tell me who they are. Like, which ones are they?
So my other 2 options are Jimmy Valvano's NC State team in 2003, not 2003, 1983. They beat Phi Slamma Jamma.
I thought he was just a cancer rat and killing. Shut up.
They beat Hakeem Olajuwon and Clyde Drexler and the Houston team, and won the title. Of course, then yes, after that he had the cancer and everything, and that's what we know him for. And then 2000 Olympics, Rulon Gardner went up against the arguably greatest Greco-Roman wrestler of all time. His name's escaping me, obviously, but to win gold in 2000, that was going to be I think that's going to be my pick.
Do that one because Hakeem wasn't an NBA player at that point. So do the other one.
I don't know what that has to do with anything, but all
right.
Well,
because like it's like you're not going to pick Michael Jordan in a college basketball game. You're going to pick Michael Jordan in an NBA game. So pick
at a historic college basketball game where he blew. Then...
No, but my point is though, I feel like you don't want to take just because he beat Hakeem doesn't mean anything to me in college. It means more in the NBA, so I would take the wrestling thing.
No, I understand. I mean, they beat Hakeem and Clyde Drexler, though. That's insane.
They were not NBA players at that point, though.
I don't see what that has to do with it. Neither was Patrick Ewing at that point either, but he was also the best college basketball player in 1985. So
that means nothing to me.
Yeah, I'm going Rulon Gardner's 2000 gold.
Good.
My 5th pick, despite all of the trash you just said. But
come on.
I think what you just said has no bearing on anything. So it's still going to be Rulon Gardner for me. 2000 gold is my 5th pick. You took 3 of my picks, so
good. Which ones? I picked. I'm pretty sure one of them was Joe Namath.
One of them was Joe Namath. The other one was Buster Douglas and the undefeated, the undefeated no more Patriots.
Those bastards.
But that one was low-hanging fruit, so I understand that one. But before we go, we want to tell you a brand new sponsor here for the show. It is something I'm very excited about, and I would hope you are excited about it too, because we are born and bred red-blooded meat eaters, Mike and myself. And if you are like us, then you're going to love this one. The company is called Agridime, Agridime, and they serve delicious grain-fed or grass-fed meat directly to your door at competitive grocery prices. You always wonder, oh my goodness, how am I going to get my meat with everything rising, inflation is going crazy. These guys are competitive with today's grocery store prices as well, delivered right to your door. And if you order enough of it, they send you a freaking freezer. They will send you a freezer for you. Have a little option. Not only that, you can actually buy cattle as an investment with this company as well. So if you want to grow your portfolio, it's another option to grow your portfolio. But let's get back to the food here. We are looking at delicious meats. We are looking at competition-winning rubs to rub on your meat. Yes, I know how that sounds, but you know what I mean. Great. I don't know if you're like me, but I love everything from beef, chicken, pork. If it's coming from some delicious animals, it is for me. Mike, what do you have to say about this?
Is that a better logo? I like that logo better.
I like that. Yeah, the cow looked like he's getting fanned. It's the best meat, the best price, raised by American farmers. Not only that, you're supporting American farmers who are going through a tough time right now. So make sure you go to MikeandAaronDrive.com. You click that link, and with the promo code AMDrive, Yes, AM Drive. With the promo code, you will get 10% off of every single order you place. Once again, promo code AM Drive. 10% off of any order you place. And if you order enough, they do throw in free shipping. And you just can't beat it. I know I've already placed an order. So as soon as that does come in, we'll do a product review. But
Can you please eat it on the show like a burger on the show?
if I have time in the morning, I'll try to
Come on.
I'll try to cook something up in the morning. But yeah, they also run a promotion where if you order $250 worth of items, they'll send you 3 pounds of ground beef and I believe 5 New York strips or 3 New York strips.
This is the best sponsor we've ever had.
It's awesome, dude. I can't wait. I actually I'm actually even looking at investing in cattle to diversify my.
I want a calf really badly. I know I won't have them in my backyard, but the thought will be there.
Yeah, I would love it if they like send you pictures or updates. Here's little. Don't send me the last picture though.
No, come on, man. I went into a slaughterhouse one time, and that was. They don't care. They sit there and just stab me. Just do it.
Well, I mean, and I was talking about that with somebody, not recently, but of like, how can you work in a slaughterhouse and just not be sad that you're killing animals? And it's like, you cannot get attached. You cannot. You can't. And that's where a lot of the questionable practices come along, is like, you can't treat them like they're a pet. Otherwise you just couldn't do it. But like a lot of people think like, they want to treat them humanely and give them a great life right before you right in the head. Anyways, let's not get this conversation off the rails.
Come on, I'm enjoying this.
Let's
just you hear somebody start crying, it's like you're fired. Why am I fired? Because you got too attached.
Yeah, you named the animals.
Rupert, no.
Yeah. Oh. What happened to Rupert? I don't see him today. But no, thank you time for coming along, coming aboard, helping out. And if you want to help our channel and you want to help this show and you want to help Agridime, make sure you go to mikeandaarondrive.com, click that Agridime tab, and of course, every order, promo code AM Drive for 10% off of that order.
One more thing I want to say about this. It's like an Arby's ripoff. We have meats now.
We have some meats.
Wait, we have meats now.
Yeah, I love it. All right, that's going to do it here for us on this Fantasy Draft Friday, this Meat Friday. I can't take that.
Meat Mondays.
We can do Meat Mondays. There you go. I love it. Meat Mondays presented by Agridime. Once again, it's going to do it here for us. We appreciate you guys. Enjoy your sports weekend. There is so much going on. NHL, NBA playoffs, of course, the rest of the draft this weekend as well. Visit the shop, sponsor socials, and of course, subscribe. And until Monday, we will see you guys. And as always,
drive safe, meatheads.